My beloved child, you and the person who will walk beside you are being prepared to become a powerful couple. Not because of status or the admiration of the world, but because of the way you will strengthen one another to enter a purpose greater than yourselves. I, Archangel Michael, I want you to open your heart and look upon the journey behind you with new eyes. The roads that once closed were not always signs that you had been rejected. The people who left did not necessarily take the best thing away from your life. Some separations occurred because those individuals belonged only to a particular season, while what is being prepared for you requires someone capable of walking with you through a much longer journey. Had the former doors remained open, you might have continued living in a place that had become too narrow to contain your growth, your calling, and the dreams gradually expanding within you. I know you once wished that someone would appear quickly to soothe the loneliness of those difficult months. There were nights when you wondered whether you would always have to walk alone, always be strong for others, while no one possessed enough patience to understand the deeper things within you. You watched many relationships begin with beautiful promises and end in disappointment, causing you to become increasingly cautious whenever someone tried to draw near. I do not condemn you for that caution. What you experienced taught you that love is not measured by the intensity of emotion during the first days, but by faithfulness after the excitement has faded. Therefore, waiting did not cause you to lose your opportunity. It helped you recognize the difference between someone who merely wants to possess you and someone who genuinely wants to build with you. Somewhere, the person who will accompany you is also passing through a process of refinement. They too have endured days of being misunderstood, moments when trust was placed in the wrong hands, and seasons when they had to learn how to rise after loss. They are not being prepared to come to you as someone perfect, but as a person who understands the value of sincerity, responsibility, and faithfulness. They will carry a quiet strength similar to what I have placed within you. It is not a strength that displays itself or seeks to control others, but the ability to remain calm during storms, admit when they are wrong, and refuse to run away from difficult conversations. When the two of you meet, your harmony will not be found only in shared interests or emotion, but in a common desire to live useful, upright, and compassionate lives. This union will become powerful because neither of you will come from a place of desperate lack. I am teaching you how to stand firmly before leaning upon another person. I am teaching them the same thing, so that when you meet, neither will be responsible for filling every emptiness within the other. You will not regard them as the person who must rescue you from all sorrow, and they will not make you the only source of their peace. You will nurture love together while still respecting each person's own life, voice, and responsibilities. A mature connection does not require one person to disappear so that the other may shine. It creates space for both people to grow, become wiser, and courageously enter things each once feared. I call you a powerful couple not because life will be without trials. On the contrary, what is valuable often passes through testing. There will be times when you misunderstand one another. Days when one person is exhausted while the other does not know what to say. And decisions requiring both of you to sacrifice personal desires to protect what you are building together. Genuine strength will be revealed through the way you handle those moments. Instead of using silence as punishment, you will learn to create quiet space in order to regain calmness. Instead of repeating former mistakes merely to win an argument, You will face the present issue with respect. Instead of allowing outsiders to determine your direction, you will seek wisdom, listen to one another, and accept responsibility together for your decisions. This relationship will also carry a purpose beyond your personal happiness. When two people learn to love in a healthy way, the home they build can become a place where others find hope. Perhaps you will create work that serves your community, raise a family rooted in love, or use your experiences to strengthen those passing through sorrow. Not everything you do must be seen by the world. The deepest influence often begins through ordinary things. The way you treat one another kindly after a tiring day. The way you manage finances honestly. The way children grow within safety. And the way vulnerable people are welcomed without judgment. The power I speak of is not power that forces others to submit. It is the ability to transform barren places into places where life can grow. Even so, do not quickly assign these words to any particular person merely because you feel emotionally stirred. What is prepared for you will not require you to distort the truth in order to defend it. Allow time to reveal that person's character. Observe whether they keep their word. Respect your boundaries, and remain willing to grow when corrected. The right person will not merely say that they believe in your dreams. They will not secretly undermine you when you begin moving forward. They will not feel threatened by your abilities or require you to diminish yourself in order to keep the relationship peaceful. At the same time, you must give them the same freedom. Refusing to control, compete, or turn love into a place where loyalty is tested through painful games. When this person enters your life, you may feel a peace unlike the emotions you have previously known. There will be attraction, but also a sense of being respected and seen as you truly are. You will not need to perform in order to hold their attention. Silence will not make you panic, and disagreements will not immediately make you believe everything is about to end. This love will create room for you to speak honestly about fears, desires, and boundaries without being mocked. It will not cause you to lose clarity, but will inspire you to become a better person. They will not promise that every day will be easy, but through their actions they will show you that difficulty is not an excuse for betrayal, disappearance, or cruelty. I also want you to stop comparing your timing with the journey of others. Some people meet their partner early, while others must walk through many seasons before finding someone with whom they can build for the long term. Moving more slowly does not mean you are less fortunate. Sometimes waiting protects you from choosing someone simply because you fear loneliness. It gives you time to recognize the value of peace so that you are no longer captivated by powerful emotions without a foundation. When you know who you are and what truly matters, you will not easily sell your future in exchange for temporary attention. I want you to enter love from inner fullness, not from the desperate cry that anyone will do as long as they remain. Therefore, my beloved child, continue preparing without living in obsession over finding someone. Care for the responsibilities already in your hands. Heal what still causes you to react from pain, and build a life the right person can enter without having to rescue you from disorder you refuse to address. Learn how to communicate, manage your emotions, use resources wisely, and maintain healthy boundaries. These are the foundations of the powerful union you desire. When the proper time comes, you will not need to chase, force, or persuade someone to recognize your worth. Both of you will recognize one another through peace, consistency, and a shared longing to create something good. I will guide you, remind you, and protect you from haste. Then you will understand that closed doors, lonely seasons, and repeated new beginnings were never intended to abandon you. They all helped bring you closer to companionship in which two people not only love one another, but become a source of strength, light, and hope for many other lives. The quiet strength within you continues growing each day, even during moments when you believe you have become too weak to take another step. I have seen that strength in very small decisions others may never notice. When you restrained a harsh word, even though you were hurting, when you rose to fulfill your responsibilities despite deep exhaustion, and when you continued trusting without seeing any evidence that your circumstances would change. You may believe these actions are ordinary, but before me, they carry profound meaning. Genuine strength does not always appear through loud victories. Often, it is revealed when you remain gentle after being hurt repeatedly, persevere without encouragement, and refuse to abandon yourself during the days when you feel most directionless. A recent decision of yours marked an important change. Perhaps you thought you were merely doing what was necessary, but I saw within it a new maturity and a heart willing to leave what was familiar in order to trust me more deeply. What is coming may not resemble the image you once created within your mind. There were times when you imagined the answer must appear through a particular person, in a specific form, or at the moment you believed was most appropriate. Yet I see the entire road, while you see only the part where you are standing. Certain things you prayed for, had they arrived too soon, would have created additional pressure rather than peace. Had some doors opened before you were ready, you might have entered them through impatience and then lost yourself within them. Therefore, delay was not rejection. I held certain things back until your heart became calm enough to receive, mature enough to preserve, and discerning enough not to make the gift your only source of security. The right blessing does not bring only momentary joy, it carries stability, heals long-held anxiety, and opens a more sustainable way of living. You sense that this moment is different because a transformation has already taken place within you. Things that once caused panic no longer control you so easily. Comments that once devastated you now sound like passing noise. You have begun understanding that not every question requires an immediate answer. Not every closed door must be forced open. And not every person who leaves represents a loss you must chase. The transformation within you is the first sign that a new season has begun. Before rearranging your outward circumstances, I often renew the way you see. Before placing something good into your hands, I release you from the need to control every detail. Only when you stop forcing life into one single pattern can you recognize the wider roads being opened. Even while nothing appears completely clear, many details around you are quietly shifting. Certain people are being moved away from positions where they could hinder you. But the change is unfolding so naturally that you may not yet recognize it. Conversations are opening in places you have never entered, where your abilities and heart are beginning to be rightly acknowledged. Situations that remained still for too long are developing their first openings, allowing light to enter and guide you in another direction. I am removing stones too heavy for you to lift, correcting paths that caused you to wander, and preventing you from returning to things that only brought exhaustion. Do not interpret the present silence as evidence that nothing is happening. A firm foundation is usually built beneath the ground before anyone sees the structure rise. I am also leading you away from burdens you carried for far too long, especially responsibilities that never belonged to you. You tried to repair other people's emotions, blamed yourself for choices they made, and believed that if you tried a little harder, you could keep everything from falling apart. But, my beloved child, you were not created to carry the entire world upon your shoulders. Some people must learn from their own decisions. Certain relationships require distance before the truth can be seen. And there are problems you can only release rather than continue fighting. I am not telling you to become uncaring. I am teaching you to love without exhausting yourself, help without losing boundaries, and forgive without returning to an old cycle of pain. When you put down what does not belong to you, your hands become free enough to receive what is new. The season you are entering will not be without challenges, but it will be a season in which faith begins to feel lighter. This lightness will not come because everything instantly becomes perfect, but because you will no longer fight every battle through your strength alone. You will begin recognizing my presence through simple signs, a conversation arriving at the proper time, a door closing before you enter the wrong path, an idea appearing when you are about to surrender, or an unexpected peace arising even though your circumstances have not yet changed. In the past, you believed you could be peaceful only after the problem disappeared. But I am teaching you a deeper peace, one capable of standing firmly while the answer is still approaching. When you possess this, circumstances no longer have complete authority over your inner condition. Restoration is taking place within areas that have been weary for a long time. You became so accustomed to continuing that you did not realize how exhausted you were. You smiled so others would not worry, completed your work so no one would be disappointed, and remained silent because you did not want to become a burden. Yet what you did not say still carried weight. I saw every pain hidden beneath your calm appearance, and every time you comforted yourself while secretly longing for someone to tell you that you did not need to be strong all the time. I did not ignore those hidden battles. Now I am returning tenderness to the places where you had to build walls, bringing safety to the places where you always expected something bad to happen, and helping you believe that you have the right to rest without guilt. The healing I am bringing does not cause you to forget everything that happened. It prevents the past from continuing to control the decisions you make today. You will still remember betrayal, but you will no longer look upon every new person with suspicion. You will still understand failure, but you will not use one mistake to conclude that you are unworthy of another opportunity. You will still carry the lessons you learned, but they will become wisdom rather than chains. This is how I restore you from within, not by erasing history, but by transforming it into a foundation that helps you walk more firmly. One day, you will look back and realize that the very thing that made you believe you were broken became the place where compassion, discernment, and endurance were formed. Your recent choice became a turning point because you no longer responded in the former way. Perhaps you chose silence instead of argument, walked away instead of continuing to beg for respect, or moved forward even though fear had not completely disappeared. Perhaps you released something you once held tightly, not because it had no meaning, but because you understood that holding on to a closed door prevented your hands from receiving something better. In that moment, you demonstrated deep trust. You no longer required me to explain everything before you obeyed the direction. You took a step without knowing the whole road. and that step created space for something new to enter. The door opening before you will not bring only one thing, but an entire sequence of connected changes. It may begin with a small opportunity, a simple encounter, or a decision whose importance you do not immediately recognize. From there, provision will come in ways that bring greater stability. Healthier relationships will appear, and joy you believed was lost will gradually return. Do not despise small beginnings. There were times when you overlooked ordinary things because you were waiting for a spectacular miracle. Yet many great works begin from a seed no one notices. Receive every step with gratitude. Care for what is entrusted, and allow time to reveal its complete meaning. I do not want you to rush forward impatiently merely because you know something good is coming. Maintain a peaceful pace, because preparation is still part of the blessing. Reorder your life. Protect your time. Care for your health. Finish unfinished responsibilities. And stop giving energy to conversations that do not build anything. What is new requires new space in which to remain. If you continue holding every former habit, you will attempt to place a vast new season within a vessel that has become too small. I am inviting you to clear disorder, not so that you become perfect, but so that you become ready. Your readiness does not cause the miracle to happen. It gives you the ability to recognize and preserve it when it appears. My beloved child, trust that the change I am bringing is not intended to place more pressure upon you, but to lead you into greater freedom, clarity, and peace. You have not been abandoned in your battle or forgotten during the quiet days. Every tear, upright decision, and time you rose again helped form the person you are today. What is approaching will not come to prove that you are greater than anyone else, but to remind you that perseverance in goodness was never meaningless. Continue walking humbly, receiving gratefully, and refusing to let former disappointments close the door against what is new. I have seen the quiet strength within you, and now I am leading you to a place where that strength will no longer be used only for survival, but will become the foundation of a restored, provided for, and hope-filled life. Being chosen does not mean every road before you will become easy, but it does mean that no sincere effort will be buried in meaninglessness. I never promised that you would not become weary, face trials, or have to rise repeatedly after days when you believed you lacked enough strength to continue. Yet I want you to know that every step you have taken, even the most trembling ones, has quietly brought you closer to this moment. The times you waited patiently in silence, the choices you made without recognition, and the days you continued living uprightly without seeing results, all became part of your preparation. You have not been wandering without direction. The journey is leading you toward a meaningful connection, a future built through maturity, and a place you will enter not with the naivety of former days, but with faith tested through experience and courage strengthened over time. I know you cannot presently see the entire picture, and sometimes that uncertainty makes you anxious. You want to know when this person will appear, how the two of you will meet, and whether what you feel will truly lead to something good. But not every answer needs to be given at once. If you saw the whole journey before possessing enough strength to carry it, you might become overwhelmed by the very things you once desired. Therefore, I illuminate only the part of the road you need to walk today. When you reach it, the next light will appear. My guidance often does not come as a complete map, but as a gentle lamp, giving you enough light to place your next step safely. You do not need to understand every detail to know that you are being protected. What belongs to you will not pass you by because you could not see it from far away. Nor will it fall into another person's hands merely because you had to wait another season. What is truly meant for you will arrive at the proper time in a way that does not require you to exchange dignity in order to obtain it. The person who comes beside you will not make you continually question whether you are good enough. They will not appear only during radiant days and disappear when life becomes difficult. I am preparing someone capable of standing beside you through many seasons, when you are joyful and when you are weary. When everything goes well, and when both of you must find a way through trials. This companionship will not be built upon promises spoken during emotional moments, but upon the way you choose faithfulness, respect, and honesty each day. This person will not view your vulnerable parts as a burden or exploit your tenderness. They will learn to protect what you entrust to them, and you will learn to love without controlling or living in fear. The love entering your life is not being brought to confuse your mind. It will not require you to decode every word, chase every small sign, or live continually between hope and disappointment. You became too familiar with connections that made you question where you stood. Wait for inconsistent attention and diminish legitimate needs merely to keep someone from leaving. But what I am teaching you to receive will have a different rhythm. It will bring calmness. Not because everything is perfect, but because clarity exists between you. You will be asked rather than abandoned to speculation, listened to rather than overlooked, and respected even when the two of you do not agree. Mature love does not remove every difference, but it does not turn differences into reasons to wound one another. Through this connection, you will be reminded of who you truly are. You will understand that you are not too difficult to love, too deep to understand, or required to become an easier version of yourself in order to deserve appreciation. Former relationships caused you to question yourself because you repeatedly had to explain why certain things hurt or why you needed clarity. Over time, you began believing that your desire for respect was asking for too much. But my beloved child, the right person will not make you ashamed of healthy boundaries. They will not regard your sincerity as weakness or turn your sensitivity into a weapon against you. Beside them, you will learn that safety is not the feeling of constantly remaining alert, but the ability to live honestly while knowing you are being treated with care. The peace you experience will not depend upon how many sweet words they speak that day or whether every circumstance unfolds exactly as expected. It will be formed through consistency, through words and actions that do not contradict each other, through the willingness to accept responsibility after mistakes, and through the decision to face difficulty together rather than turn away. This is not merely attraction that makes two people desire to remain near each other for a time. I am guiding you toward a purposeful connection in which each person encourages the other to live more faithfully according to the goodness placed within them. This person will not become your entire world, but they will know how to walk beside you within it. You are not coming together to complete one another, but to support each other's growth without destroying your individual identity. Because this is valuable, I will not allow it to be built through haste. You may see others meet, fall in love, and quickly enter new stages, then wonder why your own journey appears slower. But do not use their speed to judge the accuracy of your preparation. A structure intended to endure many seasons requires a foundation deeper than what the eye can see. I am positioning you carefully, not because you were forgotten, but because I do not want you to enter love again with unrecognized wounds and unchanged patterns. I am teaching you to speak truth, preserve boundaries, take responsibility for your emotions, and refuse to use silence to punish another person. At the same time, the person who will walk beside you is passing through a journey of their own. You cannot see them yet, but this does not mean they are standing still. I am leading them through lessons that help them release hesitation, heal the fear of closeness, and learn to remain present with maturity. Perhaps they too once loved in an unhealthy way, closed their heart after betrayal, or used busyness to avoid painful places within. I am helping them understand that strength does not mean always hiding emotion, and love does not mean remaining only when everything is easy. They are learning how to speak truth without cruelty, listen without becoming defensive, and approach with an open heart rather than carrying the walls of the past. Certain areas of their life are being arranged so that when you meet, both of you possess enough clarity to recognize what is forming. Some former connections must end, certain habits must change, and several goals must be adjusted to create space for a responsible relationship. You do not need to search for them in panic or attempt to guess whether every person you meet is the answer. What is right does not need to be forced into suitability. When the time comes, the choices, circumstances, and paths of both of you will meet with a naturalness that helps you recognize that I was working long before you saw the result. It will not feel like a story you struggled to write through your own will, but like pieces shaped separately and finally finding their proper place. When that meeting occurs, you must still remain discerning. A feeling of familiarity or initial peace does not replace the need to observe character over time. I want you to open your heart without becoming blind, hope without idealizing, and receive without immediately surrendering complete trust before sincerity has been proved. Look at the way this person treats those who cannot offer them any benefit, how they respond when they are refused, and how they make amends when their words or actions cause pain. The right person is not someone who never makes mistakes, but someone who does not avoid responsibility and sincerely desires to grow. Clarity will come not only through what you feel, but also through the good fruit the relationship produces within both of you.